Libra, Queen of Swords. We in here. We in here. Gotta keep that second crown. You know. The crowns be slipping. The scales be slipping. We got 2 crowns. We got 2 scales. We got 2 crowns. Shout out Elma, Queen of Swords, for putting this look together. Wow. She wanted me to do blood right here. I didn't have the guts to do it. Because I'm like, the face is so beat. Like, Libra gotta be pretty. If I mess it up, the whole face beat is over. So, I compromised on the blood. Instead, I gave you some Queen of Hearts. Like, I don't know. Is she friendly or is she not? I don't know, man. I don't know. Catch her on the right day. So, what's up, Libra? This is what we think of you. We adore you. Queen. So Jupiter. But Umber, you said that the Jupiter placement was going to help us. You said it was going to be good. Is that what I said? I didn't say it was going to be easy. When did I say that? Jupiter in the first house of self. Easy? Now it's leaving. Oh, it wants to make sure you learned all the lessons. I'm not leaving you with these gifts if you didn't learn the lesson. I'm not leaving you with anything if you want to do this. No, you only get to have the gift if you take care of these swords. 9 of Swords. Okay. I know. These past couple of days, end of September, woo. Woo. You're like, October better be better than this. Because, like, beginning of Libra season, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, things are good. But then at the same time, like, this is the feeling I get. I was telling Elma earlier. This is the feeling I get. Perfect card to come out. I feel like you guys are at an arcade, right? Like, we're all in an arcade together. But nobody wants to go play the arcade games. Everyone's just standing behind you, watching you play your game. And it's like, yeah, you guys have been playing for a year. You got Jupiter and your Sun. Like, but now you're like, can y'all back up off me? There's a lot of other games in here that you guys could be playing. You don't need to be standing, breathing down my neck, looking at what I'm doing, trying to give me pointers or trying to take my energy or trying to, you know, take me out of my zone just because you can't see how many other games are around here. Or you just still trying to play me? Oh, wait. I moved on to another game and you still over here trying to play me? You want to fight, huh? You want to fight? Libra's not having it. Libra's like, yo, you want to fight? That's why she wanted the blood on the face, because she's like, yo, what's going on? What's good? Like, we pretty, we nice, but we, like, don't, like, seriously, everyone's crowded around you at this arcade of life, watching you, commenting, having something to say about you, and you're like, I'm really, like, for real just over here doing me. See the crowns? See my, like, you know, the swords in my hair? Like, I'm really okay. Like, I'm about this life. I'm living my Libra life. I'm a queen. I'm good. I don't know why now all of a sudden everybody has a problem because I'm moving on with my life and just doing what I need to do. And Jupiter's like, but are you sure? But are you sure? How about this? Let me throw this up. Let me throw this up. And you're like, yeah, I get you. But, like, just today I was talking to Elma about this too. You guys, the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, it has everything to do with the balance between the heart and the mind. The balance between your heart and mind gets so murky. You actually no. I'm being too nice, and sometimes you guys really need to hear it straight. The balance of the heart and mind, seriously, sometimes you guys, it's not there. Like, you're so in your heads that the connective feeling that you're craving from people that you really want, you have a hard time understanding that that connection happens from here and not from here. You can theorize and create a connection here. Absolutely. And as a Gemini, I'm right there with you. You know, I fucks with you guys heavy. But to take it from here to here is really important. And I think that's exactly what the Temperance card is about. it's about like coming in at the perfect time, seeing the Nine of Swords and Five of Wands on the table, being like, yo, there's only one way out of this. You know what it is already. When you get too in your head, Libra, I know you think you're making sense. I know it seems logical, but it's not. I don't know how else to like work around you that way. Like, you're cardinal. You gotta be told straight. There's no way for me to go around in circles. You know, the Japanese talk in circles around the point. To be polite, to be, respectful. They don't like to just hit the thing on the nose. But like, y'all aren't like that. You need someone to kind of point the sword at you sometimes and be like, hey, this, what you're doing is bad for you. Queen of Swords is only cool if we're not using the swords on ourselves, right? When you lose the balance between the heart and the mind, this getup is not supposed to just be pretty. This is terrifying. This is someone who has the kind of power who's like, take her head off. That one, no, I'm going to take her head. Her? No, her? That. No, him? Mm-mm. So the Temperance card is coming in and saying, if you want to be, using those swords on yourself, it's only because you're too much in your mind. If you're balanced, then you'll know when to use that sword on others and you'll use it wisely. But right now, I feel like the Nine of Swords, the first card that came up, it's like you've been using all the swords on yourself. You've used every sword you got. You got anything left? Like, I'm not trying to get in your face, but you got anything left? There's only one more, then you're dead. Then you feel, really, really, really terrible. Like, and why? Because there's all these people around you who are just, these are all energy vampires, dude. Like, none of these are like normal people that you should be around. None of these are people who care about you. These are all the people, excuse me, that come out during Libra season who wanna party with you, hang out with you, want your energy because it's Libra season, you up, you in your zone, and they all want a piece. And you being a Libra, you be letting them have it. And then you're like, oh, look, I'm bleeding. Well, yeah, you just gave that person a chunk of you. Yeah, you did. You are bleeding. You're right. You're right. You are bleeding. You want to weigh it out now? It's like, you want to weigh out how much blood you gave? Yeah, I do. I have to be a little bit harsh. Look at the energy y'all put me in. Look at what the whole point of dressing up for these videos is to really show you how your energy affects me. I don't talk like this in the Cancer videos because they be crying in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? I certainly don't play Bodak Yellow. Like, that's your Libra queen right now. Jupiter in Libra, like, she took that shit and she went straight to the top with it. Like, nothing is outside of your grasp. But you need people to be like this with you because this is how you are and we love you for it. But sometimes you need it too. And you're so nice to people that they don't want to tell you. I'll tell you. Because I love you. So, Temperance. Where is that balance between the heart and the mind? Why is it so hard to find right now? I mean, it's hard to find for you guys always, but why especially right now? This Five of Wands is like, it's just people that like, I feel like honestly, your filters are gunked up. You need to get rid of this stuff. Like, there's so much like, ugh, like it's not even like these cards aren't falling out. They're just sticking. Like, you want this sticky pile or that sticky pile? Like, they're so confused in their minds and letting people take so much of their energy. Like, the cards are like, we don't know what you want us to do about it. So let's figure it out. Let's get out of this confused energy. I'm going to channel your Libra cardinal energy now and get you out of this rut. So what do you need to balance out between your heart and your mind? I'll tell you right now. When you come across people who tug at your heartstrings, but you know what they're really wanting is your energy, stop playing yourself, please. Leave that person alone. When that person starts to pull on your heartstrings, talking about how much they love you and how much they care about you and how they can't, and you know that they're just trying to get something out of you, please just walk away. Because the thing that's going to happen is you can either cut that person off and walk away, or that cutting is going to have to happen. You understand? The way Libras are is like something happens, and then the cut Why do you think he's holding the sword? There's a thing that has to happen. Once something is done that affronts the Libra sensibility, there is a certain sensibility you guys have, right? I've always told you this. You're very sophisticated. So when something upsets the delicate sensibility, which I have a lot of respect for, right? I don't mean it in any way to diminish you. The sensitivity that you guys have is paramount. We need it. But when it's offended, right? Then the system of justice kicks in. Then you're like, no. Something has to be, the wrong has to be righted. The thing has to be avenged. The thing has to be justified. And you're like, this thing happened. Yo, this person did this thing. And now your scales are like, whose fault is it? Is it me or is it him? Is it her or is it me? And when those scales level out to where you feel that judgment falls, according to where that judgment falls, you're going to use that sword. It's either going to get used on them or it's going to get used on you. What I'm saying is, why are you ever using it on you? But I'm like that. You know? I come from the type of family where, like, you can't say nothing to my dad about his kids. He'll be like, so? Oh, what'd they do? Oh, word? They did that? Cool. Don't say nothing to me about my kids. You know? I'm the same. Like, I play favorites like that. Hell yeah, I do. So what? Why should you use it on yourself? Why? Regardless of what happened, why should you hurt yourself? No. Tell that other person to go to hell. You know what I mean? Like, but you guys are so sensitive and so friendly that you don't want to use the sword on other people. But then you end up cutting yourself. The self-mutilation is crazy. The emotional self-mutilation, good Lord. 9 of Wands. 9 of Swords turns to 9 of Wands. I like that. So turning the up and down emo of the first part of Libra season and transmuting it into this 9 of Wands energy. So a step up for sure. We're going from 5 of Wands to 9 of Wands. So what does that mean? That's like saying, okay, once you get over the emo, once you get over your emotional stuff, you're going to be all right. And you'll be surrounded by possibilities. Now, does that mean that you'll be open to realizing those possibilities? Not necessarily. You guys are in like a post-traumatic shock period from whatever's been going on. And I think a lot of it has to do with like, I think when Jupiter leaves, there's a revamp. There's a revamp that's not always welcome, where you're like, do I have to move the furniture around? Do I have to move my emotional furniture around? Because, like, I've had this, like, boost of energy, and now it's leaving, and I kind of got to compensate and kind of got to, like, get myself together. So, you know, because you've had all this energy that the vampires, like, they've been feeding. They've been hella feeding, and now Jupiter's going to leave, and you're like, oh, God, I can't have all these people feeding on me when Jupiter leaves because I'm not going to have enough to give, and you're starting to feel the pressure, the nervousness, the anxiety. I feel it all. Like halfway through doing my makeup, I felt really good. I felt like very like, oh, pretty, 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 Libra, Libra, Libra. And then all of a sudden, the anxiety kicked in and I was like, oh, I hope I don't lose the light. Oh, I hope they like it. Oh, I hope I don't mess it. And I was like, wait, that's not me at all. Like, I'm never like, oh, right. Like, I forget myself. I'm like, oh, right, I'm doing the Libra video. Like, I'm doing the scales. Bottom of the deck, what's up? A bunch of cards fell out. Let's look at them together, yeah? Hold on. Precarious lighting situation. I apologize. All right. So, here we go. You guys. 8 of Swords. All right, that's fine, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Figure it out. 8 of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Nice. 6 of Wands. The Lovers and the 6 of Cups. What? Excuse my, excuse me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what, like, oh, gosh. Okay. Sorry about that. So, here we are. Wow. Can we say wow? Victory. Card of victory and marriage. Card of love. Card of soulmates. Once you get rid, for the love of God, of the gunk, can you please let these people go? How many do you have around you is the question. Like, y'all just be surrounding yourselves with the gunk. I already talked about this in the Aries video. The loser table. Can we get up from the loser table? I know you guys like to be popular, but do we have to be popular in the grime? Do we have to be popular with people? Do we have to be dealing with people who make us feel this isolated and alone in our thoughts? Meanwhile, there's so much around us. There's so much goodness and abundance that's just waiting for us to get out of our feelings and get out of our heads, out of the mind. This is someone many times we've talked about who is trapped in the mind. This is someone we've many times talked about who is trapped in the mind. So October sees you trapped in the mind. However, do not fret, because outside of your murky version of the hologram is another version of the hologram that has much more sway than your version. Okay? What the planets and what the cards are saying to you now is this period is being brought upon you so you can get rid of that which cannot be sustained when Jupiter's gone. You understand? You have to go through this. You have to understand where the real potential is, where it's false and just made up stuff in your head, where it's just an energy drain, where it's just someone who has a propensity for sadness and wants to pull you into their sadness. You've got to learn how to identify all these different emotional vampires because they keep you from your balance of heart and mind. Think of these two cups as your scales. You've got to think of your scales as one as the heart and the other as the mind. You've got to constantly be battling between the two. Okay, it can be a battle. We can see it that way. Or you can be, an angel who is calmly moving the water from cup to cup with total calm and peace and knowing and being connected to the source of life. So it really does depend. This person is also standing with her feet in the water, as is this person. But look how different the contrast is so poignant here. Like, you can be this way with that which is in your head by separating it out to what belongs in your heart and what belongs in your mind. Or you could just stay completely, the swords being thoughts, stay completely in the mind, still very similar in, standing by the water, foot in the water, but the perception. This card is all about perception. This card is about your perception being in some way very askew, very muddied, just not accurate at all. I mean, she didn't know what's going on. She's completely bound up by her own fears and thoughts. Thoughts, and generally thoughts that bind you up, are fearful thoughts. And then there's this person, this being. This being who is a major arcana, who is guidance for you, who is not trying to explain the situation or in any way exemplify what's going on, but is coming in and saying, okay, I get this is what's going on and this is what you need to do. And I like that it came out right at the beginning, because it's like Libras are smart. You know what you need to do. And the reason you need to do this, and the reason you need to check all these people and maintain this balance, because it's easy for you to check these people, but then you get out of balance. It's easy for you to cut people off when it finally comes down to it, but then you get out of balance because you have that sensitivity, that gentility. You feel bad. You feel bad. You do. You feel bad. And then let's move on from there. So once you're done with this emo, stuff, towards the middle of the month, what's going to start happening is like really good stuff all of a sudden starts picking up. And this Nine of Wands starts to become more and more of a reality, starts to manifest more and more, mainly as money, but also as emotional victory. To go from the Five of Wands, which is these people who are fighting you, okay? Let me show you something. To go from the Five of Wands, little tarot 101, okay? We're going from the Five of Wands to the Six of Wands. So these people who are all fighting you, yeah? These people are now all below you. You have moved one step up from the energy vampires and from all those who would siphon from your manifestation powers from you and engage you in this bullshit, right? Whatever version of this is, I still love you, you should be with me, or we should be friends again, or I never really said that about you, or whatever the bullshit is. And you're like, no, we're moving way on up from that. Y'all are all down here. Okay, y'all are all down here, and you deserve to be down there, because when I was with you down here, this is all you wanted to do. You didn't want to build me up. You didn't want to see me win. You didn't want to see me rise. So this can't happen no more. We're moving past it. Once you truly, truly decide that the gunk and the energy vampires and the way that you had convinced yourself was the only way that you'd be able to live socially, once you get over that, there is nothing but success here. There is the potential to meet someone. There is the potential for that person to really, truly, deeply care about you. But it's very important for you to understand that this Six of Wands requires something that's super hard for you guys to do. Listen, you guys are good at a lot of things. That's not one of them. However, I'm heartened by the fact that the Lover's card is here as well. So another major arcana. Again, not telling you, not telling you what's going on, telling you what you need to know. So that's why, if you're wondering why 2 love cards, that's why. This one is not telling you what's going on. This one is telling you what you need to do. This one is telling you what's going on. So you're going to meet someone, or the seeds will be planted in October for something that will be magical for you. But the advice you're given is you need to get in touch with this energy. Just like you need to get in touch with this energy. These are archetypal energies that you are asked to get in touch with because they will help you on this road this month. So what's the archetypal energy of the Lover's card? The Lover's card is generally a Gemini. The obvious here would be if you are dealing with a Gemini. As a Libra, you do feel this connection. There is a real possibility that that person also feels that connection, but you have to be careful with this if you're reading this as a Gemini. If this is the Gemini card, then, like, as a Gemini, I'm just being real with you, okay? As a Gemini, when this comes up and you're reading this as a Gemini, you got to be real careful because this person is very fickle. This person changes their mind so quickly, and you are a sensitive being. You gotta be careful. However, if you are not dealing specifically with the Gemini and you're just liking somebody and you're crushing on somebody, very possible right now that this is the one. Even if it is a Gemini, this, what's showing me here is the Six of Cups, is that this person may be rehabilitated enough within their own sign, or actualized enough in their sign that they make a really good partner. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is here, so we should talk about it. One of the things that's happening now when Jupiter leaves is it's about money, right? Because you've had this boost, and now the boost is pulling away. You retain, the Ace of Pentacles is here as a way to remind you when the anxiety and the delicacy of the Libra starts to kick in. Oh no, Jupiter's leaving, now what? Do I still retain the energy, or do I have to give it back? Do I feel the deficit from now on, like I felt the addition later? No. It leaves you with the gifts that you need. It leaves you also with parting gifts. It leaves you with all sorts of gifts. Remember, Jupiter is very generous, right? But it will only give you that which you can handle, and that's what I want you to get in front of. It's leaving. It's going to give you what you can handle before you leave. If you show it you can handle this, you can have it. This is not how you show the universe you can handle it. Just to let you know, that's not going to work. That's going to make the universe be like, oh, distracted, 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 distracted. Cool. She don't need nothing. You can't be distracted with this. This is someone who is present. This is someone who is happy. This is someone who is ready. This is someone who wants to make another person happy and be happy themselves. This is someone who wants to come along and have someone make them happy. Oh, no. Jupiter doesn't give you that type of gift. Jupiter is not going to give you swords to cut yourself with, to mutilate yourself with. That's not what Jupiter does. Okay? Instead, you need to be the one to step up and say, I heed this. I understand this. I understand that this is what's coming to me if I heed this. And I also understand that if I want this, then the energy that I need to be exuding is this. And what is the antithesis of this? This. What's the most terrible thing about being distracted and in despair? It's quite insulting, isn't it? Because you should be grateful that you're here. You should be grateful that you have options. You should be grateful that you're alive. But when we get in this place where we feel so bad, the first thing we do is we get really ungrateful about the basic, simple things. And what I'm saying is, if you can, and the thing is, it's people that are weighing you down. It's others that are bumming you out. It's not you. You guys have a natural joie de vivre. You have a natural, lust for life. You got no problems. I need you to get back there so Jupiter can give you the thing before it goes, so you don't get stuck doing this for another cycle. Why? And like, please use this energy. We're going to look under the deck in the extended and we're going to pull some cards and figure out like who exactly it is here. And like, we need to pull cards for here because this is like bananas. But I'm just looking at this and being like, see all these people standing behind you in the arcade? And you're like, I'm just trying to play this game. I'm actually kind of killing it. Can you please back up off me? And they back up off you and you're like, I still can't see any real options. Maybe I'm all by myself. And the universe is like, no. Excuse me, get out of your head. There's a lot coming to you, so much that those same people are going to be like, oh, can we come? Or because they still want your energy. This is trying to show you something very important. Heed this warning. Even when you're feeling very successful, even when the stuff starts to, kick back in and the good stuff is coming in, these same people, these same energy vampires, they will come back around. They will want a piece of you. They're used to getting a piece of you. Okay? So you have to push all this away from you. Heed this advice, and then the Six of Wands is about going with this energetic flow. It's about being on this course and walking towards your love, towards your soulmate, towards emotional victory, towards emotional fulfillment. It's perfect. But the trials we must face to get there. And these trials, honestly, I must tell you, they are not that bad for other signs. As a Gemini, this is nothing to me. I'd be like, you guys all suck, bye. But for you, this is the fatal flaw. For Libras, this is how people get you. You guys are socially so naive because you're clear-hearted. And so people can like glom onto you, attach onto you. Lovers can mess with your heads this way. There's so much clinginess around Libras. And Libras are like, I don't need that. But you get sucked into the poisonous game. When you get unstuck, the money will start to, you'll see these options more. The money will start to come in. When you get unstuck and stop sharing your energy with these people, it will be easier to balance your heart and mind. Or you might have to do it the other way. You might have to balance your heart and mind and then get rid of these people. Regardless, this is where you're heading. And where you're heading is very solid. It's very straight. It's exactly the way you like it. But you must slay the dragon. All right? So, again, precarious lighting situation. We're going to go straight into the extended because I'm just not sure how long this tilted crown is going to stay on my head. But it's kind of cool that it's precariously placed there because that's all part of the Libra charm, is that you guys are so beautiful and put together and yet always seem right on the brink of, being in tears about something. In Japanese, it's called aware, when something is so beautiful that it has a tinge of sadness to it. And you guys have this beauty that is like out of this world, this aesthetic that's out of this world, and then tinged with this kind of steely, almost bloody kind of, I'll cut a bitch kind of thing. And it's such a beautiful mix of hard and soft, of, blood and steel, right? Of red and gray. Like, it's such a wondrous mix of opposites. It's such a beautifully sexy, pretty way to do opposites, to live through the opposites of this Taoist, world that we live in, where we've got to go with the ups and downs and the flows, and you are the ones who are measuring those ups and downs for us, and you are our barometer, of those ups and downs. So on a completely different note, I can see how, just with everything that's going on in our world right now, how your Libra, internal balance is being rocked. I get it. I get it. But I also think that within that rocking, within that terror almost of like, the sensitivity of the Libra soul is looking around and going, I don't think I can handle this. Like, this is terrible. Like, what's going on? Within that, there is your strength. Within that is your power. Within that is your ability to help others, because you inspire others with that compassion and with that level of care. And so as many of you who can be out there right now, kind of being a voice for people, being, a voice for people who need relief or help or whatever. I can see you guys really stepping up right now, putting your own stuff to the side and working through some of this slaying this dragon by slaying other people's dragons of need. Sometimes the best thing a Libra can do is be of service. And I know that sounds, trite and, you guys are always of service, so maybe you're a little annoyed by that, but the burden you carry is one that we all need you to carry. So you have not been burdened past what you can handle, but it should be acknowledged that it is a heavy one. So having said that, now you, in these moments of crisis where the whole world seems to be kind of crumbling around us, you do step up. Libra in the North Node, I'm right there with you. We step up and we heal, but also we make things known the way they are. We take care of ourselves. We draw boundaries, and if we have to draw those boundaries with blood and steel, then that's what we have to do. And that's what the Libra soul is about. It's about, I am the friendliest, funnest, go with the flow, let's do this. But I've got, raging lava blood, and I've got a lot of sharp steel. So just mind your manners. The joy, just take a second here. The joy that I have felt working with Elma closely since, basically since the channel started. The hair journeys we have taken, the personal journeys we have taken, the empowerment that we have both experienced, the Queen of Swords energy that we have both come into since we have gotten to know each other and collaborated more and more has been phenomenal. I am honored that she put this together. I am always so bugged out by her aesthetic and what she likes and what she's into, because it's so different and yet we collab so well. And I think that is the beauty of Libra's relationship with anyone. I think Elma is such an amazing example of a Libra, because the connectivity power that you guys have of bringing your ideas and other people's ideas together, the lack of ego that exists there, your openness to want to create with people, the comfortability in the environment you create that's so conducive to creativity because you are so open and genuine and really about the aesthetic. That is your concern. It makes for such a pleasant creative experience, and I live for that. So from my heart to all of yours, thank you. I love you guys, and especially you, Elma. You're the best. So I'll leave all her info below. We're going to go straight into the extendeds now. I'm going to take a 5-minute break and go into the extendeds. That will be available solely through the website, so just check that out there. It's just easier. Okay. It stayed on the whole time. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't, but it's it was interesting to have to kind of balance through the whole Libra reading. I love you guys so much. It's a good reading. Don't worry, we'll get through the gunk. And if you can't get rid of the people, then, just come find me in your dreams and I'll help you.